Average Joe's Gym. I'm making the first and probably the most important video of all them. It is the starting point of how I started my fitness journey again and how I lost 45 pounds in only 8 weeks. And I did it completely healthy, no medication, no extreme diets, no Ozempic, no illegal narcotics, etc. I did not use any of that. In fact, it wasn't even that hard. It wasn't grueling. It wasn't tiresome. And everything I did was for the better. I am in the best energy and health of my life, and it's increasing every day. And have I got there? No. I'm going to be honest. I was wanting to make these videos when I hit my top physical, goals. I still have about 30 pounds to lose, but I did not want to rob myself or you guys of what I was upset about and what really deterred me, and one of the rabbit holes that I fell into, and that is the genetic anomalies. These gorgeous people that have their videos online that say they got to lose 20 pounds and how to lose 20 pounds, and they put a picture of themselves looking bloated or photoshopped, and then they go back to their six packs and their gorgeous bodies, and it makes your mindset think, if I lose 20 pounds, I'm gonna look like them. And no, you're not. Okay, this video is for average people, and average people right now unfortunately are obese or overweight. We're not 20 pounds behind, we're 40, 50, 100 pounds in my case overweight. Okay, I have now brought myself from 265 pounds. I'm only 5'9". I was very overweight, close to type 2 diabetes. I didn't have it, getting close. High blood pressure. Yes, I'm married, that could have something to do with it, but also unhealthy, unfortunately. But it was bad. I needed to change. I'm now down to 220 pounds in 8 weeks, and I want to help. I tell you a little bit about myself. I was a personal trainer in my 20s. I was in great shape. I didn't have all the knowledge base. It's very easy to become a personal trainer, okay? And I have nothing against personal trainers, but there are good ones out there, but it's very easy to become a personal trainer. It's not that hard. It doesn't take, a college degree or university degree. It's pretty much, and sometimes they don't even have any training. They're just thrown on the line. But with that said, I did it because I wanted to pick up girls. I just cared about women, and I was single, and that's what I wanted to do. And it was also easier to stay healthy because when you were younger, if you're from the 90s or 80s, you remember everybody was outside playing. You never were inside. There wasn't as many video game choices. You were just outside playing with your friends. You didn't have online friends. You had real life friends. It was a totally different time. So calories were burning, plus the food was not as bad as it was. It was getting bad, but it wasn't as bad as it is today. The stuff they put into our food is incredible, and it would sicken you. It really would. And I'm just going to say in a quick note, I hope you realize, and my personal opinion, and I believe not just my personal opinion, that food is the #1 killer of people in the States and Canada just alone. It doesn't kill people like fentanyl, where it's an instant thing. And I don't want to get off topic and go into the drug world, but I want to tell you it's a silent killer. What we're putting into our bodies is not designed to kill us overnight. It's designed to kill us slowly, but we pass it on to our poor children and friends, and it just continues the endless cycle of keeping them rich and keeping us complacent. And once you realize you can break free of that, you'll be a whole new person. You'll no longer be lazy, lethargic. You'll never feel lost and unhealthy, because fitness is possible and healthiness is possible, but it's mental. Mental is more important than anything, because if you have good fitness is great, but if you don't have the determination, the willpower to walk away from certain things, you'll never get there. You don't have the willpower to get up and motivate yourself, you won't get there. So you need to get your mind as strong as your body, and that's the most important to get there before, because if you get your mind there, your body will follow, and it's only a matter of time. Okay, you always hear the saying, cut the head off the snake, the body will fall. It's a true thing, but it just works. You got to get your head going first so your body will follow, and it will 100% work. I'm going to tell you again, 99% of the people that are overweight, 99%, there is a 1% that unfortunately have medical issues, and I can't go into that. It's other people that I can't really save and help. I wish them the best, but the 99% of you have no excuse. You're overweight because of what you eat and what you do. And if you're happy with that, you're happy, more power to you. But if you're watching this video, I have a feeling you're probably not happy with yourself and you want to change. And you're like, wow, this guy can lose that kind of weight, so can I. Can I do it that fast? Yes, you can. Are there steps you're going to do? Yes. And this is where I want to get back. You're like, get to the point, Joe, get to the point, okay? I can't just get to the point. It's not hard. It's not hard, it's not difficult, but it's going to take It would take about an hour long to explain. And I know the attention span of people, especially being a man, we have horrible attention spans, and we easily get sidetracked and we'll skip through videos and we'll hear the one or two things that we think is enough of us to know, I got the information, I'm gonna move on. And I don't want that, okay? I don't want, because all the information that I can give you is from trial and error. And like I said, I wanted to make these videos when I was in my perfectness, when I was ready for it, when I had my six pack. And I didn't want to do that. I want to show you that I can achieve it right in front of you, watching the videos. I'm going to push. This is also motivating me to help stay on my journey. I have quit 3 times, okay? I knew all my knowledge as a personal trainer. I knew what I needed to do, but I didn't have all the same obstacles that were in front of me. I had a higher metabolism. I was more active then, you know. I didn't have those abilities. I just tried doing the same things. I would still lost weight, don't get me wrong. And I want to compare this. Before I get on topic, I get on to a point. I'm trying to get to the point here. But let's compare it to being a cashier. Some people might think that that's the easiest job in the world, okay? Because fitness is the same comparison, okay? So let's say you're a cashier, you get no training. We've all been there. We've all had a job where we didn't get any training. We got thrown on, and it was sink or swim, okay? And there are people out there that will swim, okay? There are people that'll get into fitness and do it their own way, their own style, whatever, and it works for them, and they get there, and they achieve that goal. But that's not the average people, and if you're the average person watching this video, you're the person that sank, okay? But the good news is I'm throwing in life preservers. I'm helping you. You know, and they're saying, what does that do with a cashier? Well, if you get no training, you know, you only got to push a button to enter money in and scan. It's not that simple. As soon as someone comes up and the coupon has to be entered, you weren't shown how to use a coupon, or you don't know how to bring in fruit because it wasn't shown to, or you got a Karen yelling at you because she's not happy about how fast the lines. There's a lot of factors that can cause you to quit. A ton of factors. So again, this is a non-judgmental space. This is for the average person that wants to lose weight, that wants to get there, and I really want to help because, like I said, I have years of knowledge, years of training and getting ready. Yeah, I might not physically look totally like it yet. I know I am getting there. My arms are getting bigger. My shoulders are pretty big. My chest is growing. I know, but I'm not without flaws. I still have 30 pounds, maybe 35. You never really know your end goal until you really start seeing the six pack when you get down to that, 15% body weight. I'm not there yet. I won't lie to you. There's no hiding it. And I'm doing the video early to show you, but I have lost from 265 down to 220, which is unbelievable, which I know now that I'm going to hit there, and I'm not going to fall down the rabbit holes. And the reason I'm going to do quick videos instead of doing a long hour video, I don't even miss points, because all these points are things you need to know. It's the training you should get at your job, you should get in fitness, so you know exactly what needs to be done. So I'm going to have videos linked, so you can pick whatever video. Hopefully you pick a video you want to watch that maybe something you're missing. What I did to lose the 45 pounds, I'll give you a brief overview, because obviously I don't want it to be total clickbait where you just clicked it. Obviously, I gave up a lot of the unhealthy choices. Food is the devil. There's a lot of unhealthy foods. Unfortunately, it is crazy. We know how hard it is to give up certain things. Like anyone watching the video that smoked before and quit, they know they need some sort of help, perhaps a nicotine patch, or friends help, or maybe they ate a lot of cheesies, whatever it was to get over it. It's not easy. And let's be honest, food is everywhere. Every video you watch, every time you turn the TV on, every time you're watching your phone, there's an ad. Every time you drive down the street, there is food. And I'm telling you, I'm not lying to you, almost 100% of those places are all bad. If not all of them are bad for you, okay? You need to start learning how to get your meal plan set up, how to work your food, and I'm going to have videos on that. I'm even going to have my own page for people that feel lost, people that are, don't know where to go, they've never worked out before, or they have worked out and they don't know healthy questions. I have this, I'm going to train you by giving you workout plans, fasting schedules, walking plans, all kinds of different things, tracking to keep track of your weight. If you need just someone to talk to, motivation, I'm going to have access to that too. So I really want to have this help people and help myself by keeping myself in the fitness journey and helping others, because I can even help just one person. That's amazing to me. And I have helped other people, and I will have videos of that and explaining how I did that. But again, training. So let's say right now I'm going to have a video of what I did. But again, I know you're saying, again, Joe, get to the point. I get off topic. I understand. I changed my diet, and I don't even want to call it a diet. I changed what I ate. Okay, a diet is something that people do when they're trying to get into their wedding dress and they want to lose 10 pounds. This is not a diet. This is a total life-changing thing, okay? So that's one thing you need to get in your head. It's a life-changing experience. I changed my food intake of what I take into my body is now important. It doesn't have to be expensive. People are like, oh my God, it's so expensive to eat healthy. It's expensive to eat in general, but it's not actually expensive to eat healthy in the norm, okay? I have a video there you can check out how to eat healthy and save money. No joke, you'll save money, and there's a list of things you can eat there that are better for you. And if you have money and money's not an option, there's a lot of better, healthier choices too that'll be listed there. But again, if you don't have the money, like most people, the average people, it'll help out. So again, what I ate, when I ate is a big factor, okay? I cut my eating, the fasting, like I told you, to 8-16. I make sure I only ate an 8-hour window and 16 hours of not eating to cleanse the body. There's tons of videos on about that, but I did that. It helps. It's got many medical abilities that it helps also. It helps your mental, body cleansing, all the crap in your body. I did that. So what I ate, fasting, walking. Walking changed my life, okay? When I was in shape, I never barely walked. I was on the treadmill jogging all the time, or I was already healthy, and I always thought walking was boring, and I did it when I just felt like doing something. If I was walking to someone's house, I'd rather drive, but walking opened my doors. It's amazing. It was like a light bulb went off. Combining that with reducing sugar, carbs, gluten, your body goes through a 360. Everything, all your lights just start turning on in your head. You have more energy than you know what to do with. You can use this energy to be expressed in helping yourself. And people are like, oh, I don't have time. Okay, I guarantee those people that don't have time, most of them can check their phone and see how many hours they spend looking at their apps, their phones, or how much time they spend watching new seasons of whatever. You got time. And how much time did I take to do this? I started off with 20 minutes of walking, 40 minutes of walking, an hour walking, and now I walk 2 hours a day. I do a little bit of weight training, 20 minutes a day. Anyone that tells you you need to do 40, 50 minutes or 2 hours in the gym is lying to you. You really only need to lift weights 20 to 30 minutes. If you have it, you know, a little bit of knowledge, I could help you again if you don't know. There's different categories, your muscles, you work different days, and you do about 3 to 5 days a week, taking a few days off because rest days are important. Yeah, I did that, but not for the first month. 90% of all my weight loss was from, obviously, what I ate is important, but walking is where I got my deficit. And I'm going to go more into the people that think, oh, you just cut your calories. This is what my numbers say I should be at. If I cut, you don't want to do that. Yes, math works out, okay? Calories in versus calories out does work, but there are patterns to that. Your body is an amazing thing, okay? It's like, imagine it right now, there's a bunch of workers in there and they're all got their feet up in the desk because you've been overfeeding them. They barely have to do any work right now. It's easy for them. They got tons of time to do nothing. And all of a sudden you start working out, you start getting the factory going, the assembly lines running, and they're like, oh my God, what's going on in here? What's happening? The problem is those little buggers in your body, they're efficient, okay? They know how to do their job. They just chose to be lazy. So when you start getting more efficient and they start getting more efficient, unfortunately, they're like, oh, we can still run this factory with less stuff. So even though you reduced your body 500 calories of eating and you're feeling like you're starving all the time because you reduced your weight, but guess what? Now your body's adapted to it. And this is where one of the rabbit holes, a lot of people quit because they're like, I can't possibly reduce anymore. I'm starving here, and they suffer. Again, I'm going to have a video on that so you can watch how to avoid that rabbit hole and check out that link. But again, I had to make sure I was staying in the right calorie pattern. All my calorie deficit was from walking. I didn't record, and I still don't record my weightlifting calories. I don't keep it on my tracker. A tracker does help to keep track of your calories, or write it down, whatever you want to do. And walk. Not all steps are created equal, okay? You can watch the videos and you can see that not all steps are created equal. So if you check your phone and you got 5,000 steps because, in your job, you sometimes have to walk to the copy machine to send Jerry a fax, and that's what you're working out for the day is, well, I'm telling you, those calories you burned, even though maybe you got 2,000-3,000 steps in at work, they weren't good. You still burn some calories, I won't lie to you, but they're nowhere near 3,000 calories burn, or sorry, not 3,000, 3,000 steps that you walked consistently and got your heart rate up to 25% and walked for maybe 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and you burn more calories in that whole day at work because you're consistently burning. So you can't say all steps are created equal. I'll have another video on that so you can watch more in depth. And again, like I said, I want to break this down so I don't bore and you guys can skip. So those are another steps I did. I watched my steps. I made sure they're consistent steps. I cleansed out all my unhealthy food in the house. You know, I was going to leave it there for my children and my wife, and then I realized, why do I care about my health, but I'm not caring about their health? So I said, no, if I'm dieting, I can control my kids. So I made sure my kids ate healthy, and my wife, she's her own person. Yes, because I don't eat out all the time now, she's benefiting and she's losing weight. Not as fast as me, but she's still losing weight, which is great. And she's, you know, every once in a while she still eats out and does her own thing. And then when she wants to get to the point where she wants to go hardcore, she's starting to get there now, and that's awesome. But you can't push people. But when it comes to your house, you want to limit access to certain foods, especially if you're easily going to be drawn to them. Also, I kept busy, and it's easy. Once you have the gluten and the sugar out of your system, I have no bread. All the bread that is made for you at the stores, that's processed bread, is horrible for you. It's so much stuff in there. If you don't believe me, go and check videos to watch what's on there. You will be appalled. Okay, get rid of that. Don't eat pastas, don't eat rice. You can sit there and say, oh, that's good carbs. No, it's maybe for fit people, not for us, not for the average people. We do not need that, okay? Carbs turn to sugar, and the sugar in your bloodstream will reduce your insulin sensitivity, which is a whole problem of how we got fat and close to type 2 diabetes. So please cut that. Now, sugar is in almost everything, but you can reduce it. You know, you can get it cut down to almost minuscule, maybe 10 milligrams a day. You know, check your cans. Make sure you watch those little shifty shenanigans where they have the numbers there, but it says 1/4 of the can or 1/4 of the drink. You got to cut all drinks. I used to drink 10 pops a day, okay? 10 pops a day, and I spend most of my time by my computer or playing games. You got to cut those calories out. They're unnecessary calories. Water. Now, if you got to drink Crystal Lights or 0-calorie drinks to get there, they're not the best for you, but they're way better than those, and they'll get you over that hurdle. I cut all those out. So I have 0-calorie drinks. I only intake water. I eat at certain times. I walk 2 hours a day. I work out 5 days a week, only 25 minutes a day. That's it. 2 days off a week. So we're talking 2.5 hours of my day is tied to my fitness. But I can promise you, if you only dedicate 30 minutes to an hour a day, you will improve. It may not improve at 45 pounds in the first 2 weeks, but it will improve. You'll get there. But if you want to get there, if you want to lose close to 40 pounds in 8 weeks, I'll get you there. I'll show you the steps. So again, watch the videos. I'm going to break them all down, the things I did, steps I did to avoid falling into traps, to quitting strategies where you don't want to quit so you can avoid them. All kinds of different knowledge. It's all at your disposal now. I'm going to try to help you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. Again, it means a lot to me, and I hope I can just help enough people there to save them from this atrocity, because life is like a casino. It really is. You know, you can be all healthy, but you can still die, and that's unfortunate, but you can stack the odds in your favor. You don't need to go there and have all the odds stacked against you, because you do right now. They're all against you, okay? And you need to flip it. This whole purpose of my channel is to attend and attract the average person, because the average people, they need the help, and they keep turning to these supermodels, and yes, they have tons of knowledge, they got there, but a lot of them didn't have to go as hard. They had just good bodies to start with, or they're skinny to start with, or they were always healthy. It's harder for us to engage with them. So I'm hoping I can help you by showing you not at my full potential, but as I can stand up, I don't have my belly anymore. You can see in the videos where I did, clothing start to look better on me, and that's great. And I'm going to get there, and you're going to get there, and together we will accomplish this. So again, thanks for watching. Please subscribe.